Hello, what's going on everyone? My name, of course, is Dr. P, and I appreciate you coming to stop back by the channel. Now, in this video, guys, I want to go over a whole bunch of stuff, talking a little bit more about Kevin the Cube's return, giving you an update on the castle because it has melted even more. Plus, we'll be going over even more evidence supporting the flood theory. This video is jam-packed full of information. You definitely don't want to miss any of it. Do me a favor right now, don't think about it, just hit that big red subscribe button. We're getting closer to 400k each and every day. Join the Fruit faction to never miss out on any awesome content. And if you enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up. Let's shoot for somewhere around 1,000 likes. The Fruit faction is constantly on board using my supported creator code, and I appreciate it so much. Here are just a few people. Shout out to these guys. If you want to be featured in the next video, all you got to do is send me a screenshot proving you're supporting me as a creator. So let's start with a castle update. This has become the norm every day on my channel because it's melting so much. So if you take a look at the staircase, it's pretty much completely exposed. I think the next time this melts, we'll start to be able to creep a little bit into the downstairs area, into the main part of that room. Also, if you go along to the dragon eggs, or at least what we think are dragon eggs, and you go right beside them, you can tell all 5 of the eggs are now completely out of the ice. No more guessing. There are 5 eggs, they all have heartbeats, and they seem to be getting closer and closer to their eventual hatching. Something else I noticed is if you continue down this area, there is a chest on top of a locked box. If you break that box underneath, you expose a teddy bear. That right there, my friends, is an Easter egg in and of itself. Teddy bears have often been used across video games to be a sign of a troll or a tease or something to come. So I do think this is very intentional. I mean, it's just inside that box. Who knows how many more teddy bears could possibly be inside this castle. I broke a couple other boxes nearby, like this one and the one right beside it. There was actually no teddy bear in there, so that's extremely interesting to see. They chose that one specific box to have a teddy bear in. There was a period of about 3 or 4 days where this was melting so fast, like multiple times per day. It slowed down a little bit, but it's still melting every day, and if we get any more information, any more theories, any more buzz or rumors, you can count on me to cover it right here first. I'm sure you guys are aware of the big theory I've talked about on my channel for a long time over the past couple weeks, and that's in regards to a potential flood due to the melting ice and snow around the iceberg. I've pointed out numerous reasons, and I have a lot of evidence to back up my claim. If you've watched any of my videos about the floods, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But I actually noticed something extremely interesting that I thought was awesome and I needed to share with you guys. So I got hit up on Twitter by the homie Miles Link, and he told me you can break almost everything through the ice in Greasy. So at first I was like, whoa, okay, that's interesting, I gotta go check it out. So here I am within 3 minutes of getting that tweet, and I go to Greasy, I start breaking things down, and sure enough, you can break things inside. I mean, you can see that chest right there is clearly in the ice. It still was rendered into the game, so it probably meant something, and you can see I can break the floor right underneath that chest and get it gone, and just get it removed. I can even go all the way around this building in Greasy, breaking almost everything if you get the right angle through the ice. Now, there are one of 2 reasons, at least in my mind, as to why we're able to break stuff outside and in the ice. Reason 1, the ice is eventually going to melt and the area would be accessible to access anyway in the future, and Epic just made a little slip up by allowing us to actually break things in the ice while we're not in the ice. To make a long story short, that's a great sign for people who were a fan of the original Greasy Grove. Now, the second reason why we might be able to break stuff outside the ice right now is simply, it's a glitch, you know? It could just be a simple glitch that means nothing, but at the same time, I'm torn. It could be either way. It's honestly a toss-up. It could be 50-50. Look right there on the left-hand side of your screen. There are vending machines out there in the ice, so not only are they rendering chest spawns inside of the ice, and all the stuff outside the ice we're able to break, but we can also visually see working vending machines out there in the ice. Why would they be there if no one's ever going to be able to use them? Why take the time and the memory space in the game to make this stuff a reality if it's literally never going to be touched? That's at least my philosophy, and that's why I think there's a great chance Greasy could be melting and be restored possibly to its former glory. This makes all the more sense when you even factor in the location of Greasy, which is right downhill from the iceberg, which we know for a fact is melting. Plus, the water would have to run off somewhere, and Greasy is one of the most likely areas for that runoff water to go to. Huge shout out to my boy Miles Link for letting me know this. This is actually pretty groundbreaking info in my opinion. If you don't believe me, go and check it out for yourself and let me know if you can break everything. This one thing I'm hitting right now, those boats, that was one of the few things I was unable to break through the ice. Definitely super interesting stuff happening over at the place formerly known as Greasy Grove. So in yesterday's video, I pointed out that Kevin the Cube appears to be in the background of the lobby loading screen for a lot of people. I've seen it all over social media and all over Twitter and YouTube comments like that, saying Kevin was in the loading screen, so I checked it out. Sure enough, there he was. It was a pretty big deal, and I made a quick video on it last night explaining all my initial thoughts. In that video, I asked you guys if you could go and check and see if Kevin was in your lobby loading screen, and I got mixed results. My boy Pat hit me up and said he could see Kevin the Cube on PS4. That was the traditional trend I noticed. Most people reported that they were able to see it. But then again, I had some people claim that they could not see it, and they even backed it up by showing me proof. For example, my boy George hit me up and said, "Hey Dr. P, on your latest vid, you said some people could see Kevin on their loading screen and some people can't. This is mine. I did the ground pound emote to see behind my character, but he's not there for me. And here's the kicker. I play on mobile. I don't know if that makes any difference, but it's so weird." Here's what I noticed based on all the screenshots people sent me of their lobby loading screens. Almost every single person who played on either PC or console, like a real console, saw it. Almost everyone. Of course, there were a couple people on like Xbox and PS4 who didn't see it, and that was quite strange to say the least, but it was very rare. I'd say 99+% of people on console saw it. Back me up on this if you're on console, let me know in the comments. But on the flip side, almost everyone who was playing on mobile and mostly Nintendo Switch, they didn't see it, and I do think that's based on the console and based on your platform. The reason I think this is because in the past, there was something very similar that happened. Back in Season 4, right when the rocket launch was about to happen, the timer went live early on Nintendo Switch. No one else could see it, and I was getting reports of people saying, "Look at this, Dr. P, the rocket timer's going." So I went to check it for myself, and it wasn't there, and I was so confused until I realized it was going live early only on Nintendo Switch. Of course, it was a bug, and Epic fixed it, and then of course timed everyone up and synced everything up after that. But based on that experience, it just goes to show you that Epic has done this kind of thing before, where things kind of get leaked and the cat gets out of the bag somewhat early. My guess is everyone will start to see Kevin the Cube on their lobby loading screen eventually. It's gotta happen, right? It's gotta be universal at some point, so I'm expecting that to be maybe in the next week or two. I'm not sure how early this might have been. Time will tell, though. You might notice in the background I am roaming around Frosty Flights looking for information on anything. Why, you might ask? Well, the reason I'm here is because Kevin the Cube was in the background of Frosty Flights. That is where the lobby loading screen is. I mean, it's not literally exactly Frosty Flights because it's got some weird stuff in the background that clearly is not there in the actual Frosty Flights, but it is so similar in terms of the positioning of the two airplane hangars that it's very close enough, and it's the only place I could think to go to. All of these buildings in Frosty are essentially the same color as all of those little refugee tents set up at, the ends of all the zip lines, so I can make the assumption that AIM is responsible for building this place. The main room in the main area is actually a big control room. Right down here you can see a big area, the biggest room in this building with a bunch of computers, monitors, and whatnot. I might be prying a little too deep here, I don't know, but I definitely want to learn more about Kevin and why he's showing up on the loading screens. Maybe it's early, maybe it's not, I don't know, but one thing's for sure, he was there. He's literally there. Not for everyone, but I think eventually it will be for everyone. So like I said, just do me a favor. I want to see if my theories are true about the mobile and the console players. Go and check for me and see if Kevin's on your lobby loading screen. If you're on console, let me know. If you're on mobile, let me know. Regardless, just let me know what platform you're on. It would really help. Thanks so much for watching the video, guys. I really, really appreciate you taking the time to stop back by. We're getting closer to 400k. If you could go ahead and subscribe, help me get there, that would mean so much. Turn on those notifications so you can be among the first to learn anytime there's something going on in the game, which is pretty much all the time. Fortnite has constant updates to the game. And with all of that said, guys, I hope you have a great day. I'll catch you in the next one.